The moon hung heavy in the sky, casting an eerie silver glow over the silent streets. I had always been drawn to the mystique of the night, the way darkness could shroud reality and unveil a hidden world of possibilities. Tonight, however, would forever alter my perception of that fascination. It was a warm summer night, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of unease. I had just finished a long day at work and decided to take a stroll through the quiet neighborhood to clear my mind. As I walked, the distant hum of crickets filled the silence, and the occasional rustling of leaves sent shivers down my spine. I wasn't entirely alone on this nocturnal journey. My faithful companion, Max, a loyal German shepherd, trotted beside me, his ears perked up and his tail wagging occasionally. Max was my constant companion, and his presence brought me comfort even on the spookiest of nights. As we continued down a dimly lit street, the surroundings seemed to shift. The houses grew closer together, their windows shrouded in darkness, and the streetlights became more sporadic, casting elongated shadows that danced on the pavement. I could feel a knot forming in my stomach, a primal instinct warning me that something was amiss. Max suddenly stopped, his hackles raised, and emitted a low growl. His body tensed, and his eyes fixed on a seemingly ordinary house across the street. My heart skipped a beat as I followed his gaze, and a chill crawled down my spine. The house stood in complete darkness, a stark contrast to the neighboring homes that displayed warm, welcoming lights. I hesitated, my mind torn between curiosity and an overwhelming sense of dread. But Max's behavior was enough to convince me that something was wrong. With a nervous gulp, I tugged on his leash and quickened my pace, eager to put some distance between us and the eerie house. As we continued on our path, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every rustling leaf, every distant creak seemed to echo in the stillness, each sound sending waves of anxiety through my body. I stole a glance at the darkened windows of the house, half expecting to see a face pressed against the glass, peering out at us. We turned a corner, and the street suddenly opened up to a small park. A playground stood in the center, the swings swaying gently in the breeze, creating a haunting melody of creaks and groans. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest, a relentless rhythm that seemed to synchronize with the eerie atmosphere. Max's growl intensified, and I looked in the direction he was staring. My breath caught in my throat as I saw a figure standing by the swings. The moonlight revealed only a silhouette, but it was enough to send a surge of terror through me. The figure was still, its presence exuding an otherworldly energy that sent a chill down my spine. "Hello?" I called out, my voice trembling. There was no response, only an unsettling stillness. I tugged on Max's leash, urging him to move away from the park and the enigmatic figure. His reluctance mirrored my own unease, but eventually, he followed my lead. With each step, the feeling of being watched intensified, and I couldn't shake the sensation that the figure was trailing us, just beyond the periphery of my vision. My heart raced and I quickened my pace, desperate to escape the oppressive weight of the night. As we reached the edge of the park, I risked a glance back. The figure was gone, swallowed by the darkness. I let out a shaky breath, a mixture of relief and fear coursing through me. Max's growls subsided, but his unease remained evident, his eyes flicking back and forth as if tracking an invisible presence. I hurried back toward the safety of my own neighborhood, my footsteps echoing loudly in the silence. The houses seemed to close in around me, their windows watching like silent sentinels. My heart hammered in my chest, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I had narrowly escaped something unspeakable. Finally, my house came into view, its warm lights a beacon of safety in the night. I rushed inside, Max following closely behind. The door closed with a reassuring click, sealing us off from the outside world. I collapsed onto the couch, my breath coming in ragged gasps. As I recounted the events of the night, a shiver ran down my spine. The figure at the park, the eerie house, the pervasive feeling of being watched, it all defied explanation. I knew one thing for certain: the allure of the night had lost its luster. What I had encountered was beyond the realm of ordinary, a glimpse into a darkness that existed just beyond the edge of perception. From that night on, I no longer ventured out after dark. The allure had transformed into a sinister curiosity, a reminder that some mysteries were best left unsolved. And though I couldn't erase the memory of that terrifying encounter, I found solace in the comforting presence of Max, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a loyal friend could be a beacon of light in the void. That's the end of story. If you liked the story, please leave a thumbs and do subscribe for more. Bye bye.